Okay, so check this out. The biennial exhibit Columbus Architecture Festival in Indiana has removed A View of the World from Indiana, an installation by Sarah Aziz, shortly after its opening, and there it is behind me. The piece featured 12 bathtub Madonnas, which is a Midwestern folk tradition of shrines built with bathtubs housing religious figures. They're repurposed here with glass mosaics to resemble grottos. Each shrine contained a caricature-like wood-carved statue of a famous architect linked to the Midwest, made by Indiana artist Steve Karner. And figures include Jean Gang, Michael Graves, Julie Snow, Frank Lloyd Wright, Marlon Blackwell, and Peter Eisenman. Some statues, however, were minimally clothed. For example, Gang and Graves appeared nearly nude, covered only by strips of fabric, as you can see right here. The installation also featured a crane hosting a banner that read, "Nothing to see here." And here is the banner right there. Aziz explained that the work was intended as a critique of architectural celebrity culture and a celebration of Midwestern traditions that are often overlooked in the architectural canon. However, tensions arose with St. Peter's Lutheran Church, who was the community partner hosting the installation, over its religious and sexual imagery. Aziz said she originally wanted the statues nude, but, after objections, she compromised, covering them in underwear and fig leaves. This led to a conflict with Karner, who eventually withdrew from the project. Exhibit Columbus stated the removal was due to unapproved last-minute changes that undermine the installation's quality and high standards. Exhibit Columbus said the removal was due to unapproved last-minute changes that undermine the institution's quality and high standards. It also cited respect for the hosting community partner. Aziz, however, criticized the decision as another example of Midwestern voices being marginalized in architectural discourse, comparing it to the under-recognition of regional architects in national fellowships. And as Aziz said, I tried hand and fig leaves with metal, and this obviously upset Steve Karner, who fundamentally couldn't understand why a church could not host naked sculptures. Aziz also says he pulled out of the show in late July, and the compromise was that I could use the sculptures if I only covered them in underwear and returned them after 3 weeks. Aziz added that it had been a challenge to find a place for the work early on. She says, "I didn't have a site partner in February as no one wanted to host my project, so I was grateful that the Lutheran Church took the traditional Christian role of caring for the unwanted." The festival emphasized that while the piece was taken down, hundreds of people had already seen it during the opening weekend, and Aziz retains control of the works component, and there remains the possibility of it being exhibited elsewhere. You can read the full story at MidwestAgenda.com, and if you have art news, an event, or project listing you'd like to share, submit a listing right at the top.